Hello, today is Sunday, September 11th, 2011. We're going to be inspecting our top box here today, see how much honey we got going. We're going to get the smoker ready. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, this is our overall cover for the hive. And this is the inner cover, which also has a vent in the back. The air comes up and then vents out the back, and the moisture is vented out of the hive. This around the perimeter is what the bees put in. It's called propolis. It's a seal. Bees seal up their hives very efficiently. That's why we need to use the hive tool to separate boxes, because the bees seal them. This is a feeder, which you would fill with sugar water if the bees are developing their comb. Right now we use it as a thermal insulator. So right now the feeder is empty, and there's a few dead bees in there. But you would usually fill it with sugar water, and bees can come up inside and they go inside the wire down here. They can get sugar water, go back down inside the hive. So for now we'll put it out of the way. Also, what I did here, I got some hot melt adhesive, because when we got this hive started in April of 2011, the bees bunched up in there and they actually pushed this wire away and kind of got in here. So I kind of had to glue it up a bit. Now we're just going to see how we're doing with honey production here. These frames we harvested, when was it? When we harvested our last honey? In July or June?
It was July.
In July, we harvested about 20 pounds of honey out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames. So these same frames the bees have been working on. So we'll take a look at one at a time. Got to use this tool to pry them up because they're all glued in place with propolis. So here's the first frame. We've got a tiny bit of honey, but it's an outside frame. Okay, not much there. Might as well just turn it around and let them get both sides started. Okay, let's see the next one. This one looks a little more promising. This one has some, oh, that's interesting, it has some pollen in there. It's called bee bread. The bees take the pollen and it kind of ferments, almost like bread or cheese. Tiny bit of honey here. This is going kind of slowly. Okay. I was expecting more by now. Number 3. That's interesting. I thought we had more here last time. You have to be careful when you put these back in. You don't want to squish any bees down here. Bees get out of the way though. Okay, number 4. just show the camera. These are frames that when we harvested them, they go into centrifuge and it kind of destroys the comb, and the bees rebuild the comb brand new after about a week after harvest. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5. Well, I don't see any honey up here. Okay, number 6. Wow. Well, the rest, let's just take a look at it just for the record. Number 7. Number 8. That's interesting. Want to take a look at the next box, you think?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in the next box down. Let's see. And Michael's using the smoker here to calm the bees down. Let's see. Number 1. This one's awfully light. It's almost like they've eaten a lot of their own honey or something. Maybe we're just getting ready for winter already. Now here we have some larvae, which means the queen's busy and everything. But let's see, last time we had some nectar going and everything. Okay, let's smoke these out a little bit. Pull this up. These are being pretty calm. Here's a bunch of larvae, which is really cool. And there too. Let's see. Is there a queen here by any chance? No, queen's a lot bigger than a normal bee. I don't see one here. But that's bees doing their thing. You want to smoke a little more here. Squash any bees in the process. Yeah, they're working on the larvae there, taking care of it. We've got some larvae that are still uncovered. Kind of hard to see them. They're busy. The real key to look for here is having bees having some honey for the winter. This will just have to wait a little longer for them to gather up whatever's left in terms of nectar. But they're busy, they got larvae going, there's bees being born and stuff. Well, I guess we'll just have to take a look at the other hive and see what's going on there. Let's,
I think maybe we should leave the feeder off this one.
the feeder? Yeah, we don't have to have a feeder on because it's... Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's get these spaced again. Let me take a look at the camera for a second. Okay. feeder back. You show the camera. We're not going to put this feeder back on because as the weather gets cooler, this feeder is a good thermal insulator in really, really hot weather. But as the weather gets cooler, you don't want all the heat going up in here. So this will keep this off now and contain the heat more in the hive. This is just plywood, 1-inch plywood, again with the vent here. We'll carefully put this on top. Okay, and then the lid.
Go reheat this.
Okay, Michael's going to go recharge the smoker. And we'll take a look at our other hive. I'll move the camera around in a second. Okay, let's see here. Let's move the camera over in this direction. And we'll lower it a little bit to check out the other hive. Okay. Let's see, adjust the angle a little bit. Alright, now I'll take a look at what's going on here. This hive we started in April 2010. Okay, well these guys are slowing down for the winter, it looks like. I might have to take this top box off for the winter already. Let's just go through this whole thing. Yeah, these boxes these frames are empty. Slowing down already. Alright, just take this box off. And take a look at underneath. Yeah, this is empty, so we don't need to worry about this one for the remainder of the year. And just leave it here, and the bees will. Any bees here will go back to their hive. Let's see if the camera can see this first of all. Okay, let's go a little lower. There. Okay. I've got a little honey going on here. There's honey and there's nectar. This has to dry out some more, and then the bees will cap it. This feels reasonably heavy. This is full of nectar, and there's some capped honey already. That's good. Okay, this has nectar in it. And a few larval cells and some bee bread. You can see this is older because the wax gets dark every time you go through a cycle of honey. Well, looks like they're storing up their honey for the winter here. Since the top box was empty, this is going to be their winter stores. You want to have about 20 pounds of honey for the winter, and each of these frames will hold about 3 pounds of honey if it's full. So it's 8 frames times 3 is 24 pounds, but they're not totally full. Translation: we may not have a honey harvest this October. Now, this is full of, keep forgetting the word.
Nectar.
Nectar. I don't know, I can't seem to remember nectar. It's full of nectar, and as it dries out, then they end up capping it. So their winter supply is coming along. There's some capped honey. There's nectar here. Some capped honey and nectar. There's some capped honey. These are kind of empty. Here's some honey, and the rest look kind of empty. So going into fall mode here, it looks like. Alright, we'll just have to leave them alone for another month or two and take a look. Now this top box then we'll leave off because it was, all the frames were empty, and let them concentrate on this. And to have a little extra space for moving around, we'll put what is normally a queen excluder.
I don't think we're going to be needing that.
Well, we don't need the excluder, we just need to give the bees, see, there's a little more space here. So when we put the lid on, the lid's not sitting so tight against the top. This way they have some room to move around in there, and then the lid goes on top. But this hive is getting ready for winter, essentially.
I thought maybe we're just going to leave that box up and not have the excluder anymore.
I'm just putting on the excluder so the bees have some room to move around. See, underneath here there's room, because if you put this right on top without the excluder, this ends up being really, really close to the tops of the frames, and the bees can't go on top of the frames. This way they got some room to move around in there. That's fine. Alright, we've got to give these guys, today is September 11th, but October, and we'll take a look another month and see how things look on both hives. Okay. Let me take the camera off here. Get a quick look around. So in this hive, they're still going in and out and everything. And the other hive is a little slower. There's bees there, but it's a lot quieter. It's already getting to the late afternoon. Yeah, there's wasps here and there. I gotta watch out for the wasps. So anyway, we'll see how they do in the next month or so. Well, we'll see you later.